Hey! Good morning. Good morning. Tell you what, this sharp-dressed man is starting to take off. Look at Sean D. Stand up. These guys are dressing up. Stand up for him.
If the contracts start coming in, then we're,
Look at K-Dog wearing the pastel red today. Woo! Everyone is competing. And the mayor's got his new green jacket on. There he is. I'll tell you what, we might have to have a little money competition this year. It's good to dress up in this business. It's good for business. All right. Into May, great month in April. This office wrote $95 million. That's a lot of business. A lot of business in April. So someone was just asking me, they said, why is May 31st considered the busiest closing day of the year? Which, what was your answer, Beaver Jenny?
Because that's when everybody wants to move. They got spring fever. This is where they fulfill it.
May's probably the
They get to
the
enjoy
busiest
summer in their
closing
new
month,
house.
right?
And don't schedule the last week of May.
Right, and actually it turns out that when you have the last day of the month on a Friday,
Do not close that day.
yeah. So, busy day. I'm sure Renee will come in and be quite happy about that. So, let's, business feel good out there? Should. It's really strong out there. So this is the time. I've told you many times. If you want to take a 3-week vacation in April, May, June, July, more power to you, but you're leaving in the best months of the year. So all my life I vacation in January, February, or March, and then August, September. It gets a little slower. So these are the months. It's time. Great breakfast back there, Carpet Direct. Come on up. Tell us what you got. You got to have a carpet guy in this business. You got to have a guy that can get in good quality carpet with a good job quickly.
Good morning. For those of you that are not familiar with our business model, how we keep our prices as low as we do on whatever grade that you're looking for, is we have no warehousing, we don't do any advertising, and I'm the showroom. So, no overhead, translates into lower prices. I was in Dallas last month of some of our new product rollout, and something that may be of interest to you guys, what we call our seller's grade. Still a 25-ounce face weight, but they put more twists, so it's springier, which means it doesn't show footprints quite as much as previous, so they've improved on our seller's grade, and it's still under $8 a square yard. So very affordable, really spruce up a house and make it sellable. They're introducing a bunch of new products in the planks. If you're interested, I brought these along so you can take a look. This company is pretty interesting in that they have introduced what they call designer strips, which means you can show inlays with it, you can customize it, and they also specialize in what they call loose lay. There's no glue, there's no click in, it just wedges together, which the advantage of that, it goes down easier, it's much less expensive to install. And plus, if a tile gets damaged, the plank gets damaged, you don't have to, you're supposed to start from the wall and unclick them. Most don't, they just cut it and replace it, which that kind of defeats the purpose. But this way, it's easy to
replace.
Yep. So enjoy your breakfast.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good breakfast. Facing the back, he's back. A lot of you know Mickey.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
Good.
Mickey's Flame.
Same Mickey, new company.
New color.
New color. Thank you.
I tell you,
Welcome back. Thank you, Bill.
also, this is your man. You got Bug Man, Termite Man. Mickey is the best. I've probably been with you, 15 years?
It's getting close.
Yeah. Gets out there quick, they know what they're doing. So glad you're back with us.
What company do you with?
We just joined as a new vendor, so they don't have the placard up here. The name of the company is Singo. We'll be here after the meeting as well. So just we're not expecting too much today. If you're busy, that's great. But the company is Singo. All pests, wildlife, mosquito, everything.
So who's Bug Out?
Everything's included.
Did you sell part of the business to
Bug Out acquiring Skyline.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So former Skyline, that's how you know Mickey.
You guys have
Okay.
anything for like older teenagers that won't leave the house?
That would be a great
We opened that division last year. It's off the books and it's cash only.
You would be swamped with that for sure. Good idea, Bill. So, gave you an awesome article last week about just Atlanta, all the positives. It seemed like 2019 somebody's hit the turbo button in Atlanta. Just so many good things happening here as far as jobs, population, major companies coming here. I'm going to give you another great article today, which you don't have to, but I'm expecting you to use some of these as your touches. These are good touches. So do yourself a favor. I did this Saturday. I haven't been down in this area in a long time, but if you want to know, we all work kind of out this way, 5-4 in a door, family homes. But if you want to get the real vibe of what's happening in Atlanta, go down to that new brewery area just south of West End. So it's right where Lee Street hits White, right by the train track. So if you ever ridden the MARTA, it's Oakland City, is that stop. It is amazing. It is amazing. I mean, it's like a mile of warehouse they're just converting as fast as they can into major great restaurants and great bars and brew pubs, and literally the belt line is from here to that lake behind them. So it's just tons of traffic on the belt line, people coming to these venues. It's really cool. Go down there and check it out. Really good food, what I had. So here's this article. Again, a lot of millennials coming here. I have a peak millennial. Pete has a peak millennial. So my son's 24. He's about to start work here in October. But they are coming to this town in droves, okay? And the reason, we talked last week, it's almost like we're now getting the egg before the chicken, in that millennials are coming here, top educated, qualified millennials, and now big firms are following them, right? So this is good news in that we rank second in the country in what millennials are looking for. So Atlanta's one of the best in the nation for millennials. We're second behind Houston, Austin third.
What's number one?
Houston. Actually, Dallas is 3. Austin's 5. We rank in the top 5 cities in 20 different categories. Second for everyday expenses. That's probably one of the biggest reasons. I mean, not only is Atlanta fun and great for younger people, but our cost of living, all my 30 years in the business, has just remained one of the lowest in the country when you start looking at major cities. Okay, we're 9th largest city in the country. So I would think we're, of the top 9, we're the lowest in cost of living. Second in friendliness. Third in restaurants.
Wait a minute, who beats us in friendliness?
I don't know, but I'll find that out. So, and restaurants are huge with millennials. Atlanta scored, we said that. Best part of Atlanta is, millennials said the best part of Atlanta is its culture and diversity. Okay? The worst, of course, is, there you go. Second highest ratings out of all 22 cities for having reasonable combination of taxes, transportation costs, and cost of living. So you know what to talk about when you're out with younger people, right? Be friendly.
That's the
Hi.
It is that.
Brad,
But
the big question is, are millennials buying houses? Because they're normally a renting community. What do we got? What do we got?
50% of my business are millennials.
They have great jobs.
True, and you're both right. So I think the millennial frame of mind is like they just don't want to have to deal with anything, you know? Like, I don't want to clean a fireplace, I'd just rather have a gas fireplace. Or I don't even want a car, I'll just take Uber, right? Right. But, and just same thing, I don't want to own, I'll just rent. Well, I think with my son, I think is a pretty good gauge. They're fairly money conscious. I mean, all these kids want to make a lot of money. So I think they're going to start realizing at some point this might be a good idea to buy, which I think is starting to happen.
Well, according to the National Association of Realtors, 69% of home buyers today are millennials.
Yes. Yeah. Like 50% of my clients are millennials.
There you go.
Right. So, I mean, you know all the keywords now, right? You're just smiling ridiculously when you win something. You go, guys, sure, it costs very little around here. Sure, it's a great restaurant over there. There you go, you got them, right? All right. So, you can send this out. This is a good article. Definitely a good article. All right. One key, the key to what we do, Keller Williams, if you said, what is Keller Williams? In one sentence, we believe in lead generation database management. Gary has gotten that since the 80s. We lead generate and we work a database. There's 40 known ways to sell real estate, but the lowest hanging fruit and the fastest and the furthest is working a database of people that know us, like us, trust us. So, we need to know how to touch people. I think once you get that, I think a lot of people don't build a database or don't touch because they know they're supposed to do that, but they don't know how to do that. And once you get this, it's really easy. To me, 24, you're 36 are automated, that literally you could be at the beach in June and there it goes, 700 people. So, Terry, tell us what we need to do to better touch the people
Good
in our
morning,
database.
everybody.
Good morning.
Golly, y'all are full of energy this morning. That's awesome. So, first of all, your database is life to your real estate business, is it not?
Yes.
So, your database, you should be calling your database at least 4 times a year. How many of you are calling your database 4 times a year? Yay, just a couple of people, so get on it 4 times a year. Alright, get on it. So why do you not call your database? Are you like worried what you're gonna say to your database? Is that the whole thing?
I think the need for time blocking is.
Oh, thank you, Jake. The need for time blocking. Okay, that's also your lifeline to real estate, right? Okay. The other 2 things, hold 2 events per year for your clients. How about
Like a
that?
derby party.
Yeah, like a derby party. You could also do a spring festival, right? You could do Thanksgiving pies and have people pick those up, or you can hand deliver pies. You could hand deliver Mother's Day flowers this Friday to your people, right? So there's so many different ideas. Just think outside of the box. It's not that difficult. Just put it into place and stay with it. Couple of other things that you could do would be 12 newsletters a month. Is that not set up for you already?
A year.
Yeah, a year. 12 a month? Would be more than 36. So is that not set up for you though already? Your 12 newsletters? How many are you sending out? Are you sending them out? Who's sending their 12 newsletters out?
We are.
Okay, just about everybody. Okay, so there you go. What about 4 promotions per year? What kind of promotions could you do? What about if you go to local restaurants, speaking about millennials, and get them to partner with you on coupons and send those to your database?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, what about if you are sending like Braves tickets or Falcons tickets or something like that? Or you could get coupons from your favorite HVAC company for twice a year. You could do that. So that would be the springtime, right, for a check, and that would be the fall time for your furnace, right? So you could get that done. Okay, what about your favorite pest control company, right? You could get something with Mickey, right? You can do that. Yeah, there you go.
This guy.
So that would be something that you could do as well. So it's really not this difficult. I think sometimes y'all overanalyze this and get bogged down in the minutia of things when it's just really so simple. Okay, let's see. What about then 14 articles per year to your database? What kind of articles could you send out to your database?
The ones Brad gives us.
The ones Brad gives you. Those are really good. Absolutely.
That's why I give them to you.
What about, I know for all of my agents that I coach, what do I tell you about your database? The first thing that you need to do with your database. What did I tell you, Whitney?
Find out their hobbies.
Thank you. Find out their hobbies. Find out what their interests are. And group your database into their hobbies. So if you've got a lot of people that love to play golf, they go in a golf category, right? If you got people that love to garden, they go in a garden category. If you got people that love to cook, they go in a cooking category. So you can send them things 14 times a year based around their hobbies. So if you've got a group of people that like golf, what would be a great thing that you could send out right now? What are the top 5 golf communities in Atlanta to play golf? Right? Could you do a promotion around that too? Could you go to that golf club and say, hey, do you have anything going on and that I can send? You think they wouldn't partner with you when you're sending out things to your database? Of course they would. So it's not that difficult, and especially if you go around and give them things of interest on their hobbies, because what does that mean? Are they going to unsubscribe when you're sending them things that they want? That's something of value, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your 36 touch. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now do I have a commitment from everybody that they're going to get on their 36 touch?
Yeah.
You heard that, Brad? Yeah. You have a commitment.
Gotta do it. It's so easy. It's so easy. I mean, actually, walking in this morning, right in that front fountain, there was a mother with like 3 baby ducks.
No water.
No water? No. Didn't matter.
They can't get that figured
So
out.
I took a picture and sent it to all my duck people. So I sent it to Bob Pasella. Bob loves ducks. Little known fact. No, but we got to do this. So Kevin, like probably the top 3 of the year coming up, right?
Yep.
Mom's Day,
Mother's Day, right?
Memorial Day,
So I mean, believe me,
July 4th.
either the day before or the morning of, I'll probably send out 250, 300 texts to moms,
Right.
where you just say, Rachel, happy Mother's Day. I hope your kids realize how lucky they are to have you in their lives.
You're gonna get that, I promise. Right? I guarantee you that the kids or no one else said that, right? No, it works. It's a great text. Great. And aren't you doing drive-bys?
Yeah, I started that this past weekend. With little flowers and a coffee cup. Happy Mother's Day.
There you go. So talking millennials, what's the best touch right now? You got 3 more weeks of it. Every millennial. It's on Sunday.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
There you go. There you go. All you gotta do is say, what do you think? Right?
About the Starbucks cup?
Yeah, so yeah, there you go. So all you gotta do is say that. So literally, Game of Thrones has been really touted as they're just so to the point and everything makes sense as far as the period and the dress and everything. And I don't know how this happened. How many times was this last week watched? But somebody had left a Starbucks cup
Yeah,
and it was in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
After $1 million.
I mean, how many people do you think will respond, millennials, if you went? What do you think about that Starbucks cup? There you go. So let's talk about this for a minute. So, Jake, you said you don't make your calls because you lack time, correct?
No, it's just scheduling. It's crucial to
Scheduling, which is
first thing in
time.
the morning.
Right, okay. So, how many of you, this is a trick question, how many of you are comfortable driving and like talking on your Bluetooth? Okay, there we go. So, here's how you can make your calls every day. I think people, they think I got a block 10 to 11, okay? And then you get a call at 9, and it's a closing tomorrow that you have to deal with, and what's the first man out? Making the calls, right? So, if you will literally, the day before, night before, first thing in the morning, walk out of your door with 10 names and 10 cell numbers, and they're right on the passenger seat of your car, okay? Because here, let's imagine, here's Ashford Dunwoody and here's the mall, okay? I'm giving you a visual. And here is 285 going east, okay? And how many lanes are there, okay? Let's say that many, okay? Now, if we stand up there at 5 o'clock, it's literally car, right? Gridlock, okay? But if we stand there probably right now, okay, it's probably car, you know, like there's space in between, right? That's the visual I want you to have for your calls. Instead of, I have to block an hour, which for some reason gets to be the odd man out, why don't we have those names that every time I leave here to go show a property, there's a name, all I gotta do, hey Bill, how you doing? What you doing on Mother's Day?
Thanks for calling. I was going to call you because I need to sell my house.
Oh, Bill. Well, I'm pretty full right now. I'll try to fit you in July anyway. No, it's not that. I'm just saying, we're just calling to chat, right? So, literally, every time you drive here, make a couple calls. You leave here to go show. You go on a listing point. If that's just the default every time you're in the car with a Bluetooth, you'd be surprised the number of calls you can make, and you'd be surprised the difference in your business. I think I told you a story. Rick Jiha, when he used to teach, one of the top teachers in the country for Keller Williams, he ran $1 million team out of California. Okay, $1 million team. His only job for that team was lead generate, make it rain. And even though he was teaching 5 days a week, he was still responsible every day for 25 calls. Okay? Woke up that morning, his assistant on his computer, here's the 25 people you're calling and numbers. And it was not optional. So, like, when we went on break, he was probably making 2 calls. At lunch, he was probably making 3 calls. When he was sitting at the airport at the gate waiting on his plane, he's making his calls. If you just having the names is the key. You can easily make it without even setting aside time.
They should be in your phone, shouldn't they? Right.
Well, but I'm just
You
saying,
need to list them.
for some reason, that seems simple that you would just go down your phone, but you might have a different way you want to prioritize how you're going to call people. So just try that. Just try it. You'd be surprised the number of things that happen when you just call to catch up with things that are in common. Yeah.
This was a great story I heard last week. They were interviewing Jeff Collins, who's the new football coach at Tech. And they talked about how his day and so forth goes on. And he says, well, to be honest with you, the biggest thing I learned from Saban when I was on his staff was how to make your day more efficient. And he said the exact same thing. He goes, every second of the day is planned out for Coach Saban. There's no sit around and check Instagram or Facebook. And when he gets in the car, he's handed, here are 5 recruits to call or text. When he gets on the helicopter, here's 5 more you need to contact. A whole time. Bam, bam, bam. And thus, they don't have to work these long hours that these other staffs have to work. Which
There you
I
go.
thought was very interesting.
Same thing. So 10 years ago, I met with Saban. I taught him that. And I'm glad he's getting that. So good. I mean, he's coachable. All right, here we go. Top producers for the month of April, year to date. So this is January through April for this office. Top producers. Top groups. Hey, it's nice. Ming's been in China for 3 weeks. You can see his picture right out there. But #1 group for the year, Ming Zhou Group. 2, Becky Wynn Evans Group. 3, the Providence Group. 4, Alexander Group. And 5, Joanne Bolt Group. Congratulations. Group is 3 or more licensed agents working together. Teams, 2 and 2 only. RJ and Jim McCarty, #1. Kathy and Tom Florence, 2. Claudia Basato, Daniel Polito, 3. 4. Deb and Michael Martino, 4. And Kathy and Bill Haas, 5. Top commercial agents, #1, Scott Morchower. 2, Joe Cannon. 3, J.M. Scott. 4, Joe Furness. And 5, last year's #1, Rocky Kaufman. Individuals will go 15 deep. 1, last year's #1, Dan Bangs, again #1. 2, Cynthia Pierce. 3, Mike Culver. 4, Rob Carino. 5, Denise McEnany. 6, Nicole Ambrose. 7, George Jackson IV. 8, Charlotte Harvey. 9, Wade Morris. 10, Tosh McGraves. 11, Amisha Mason. 12, Becky Veal. 13, Brandon Atkins. 14, Jana Huffam. And 15, front row, Virginia Moran. Congratulations. Really good numbers. Lot on the books. Lot on the books for this month. All right, let's go a little Certainty Home Loans.
Got her name right at least.
I did.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
Good.
Good?
Great.
Good. Matt Lip.
Matt.
Sherry Levin. Real quick, I know, are you guys feeling it picking up? Is it getting busier?
Yeah.
Getting a little busier? We're feeling it too. So as we are like the spring buyers are out, spring season, it is getting busier, more and more offers out, more and more buyers. So we're seeing a lot of multiple offers. And we want to be able to win those deals for you guys and your clients. So our best advice is get folks in early and urge them to get fully pre-approved. Submit their docs to us early so that when they do find the right house, you guys find the right house, you're a stronger offer. And also when you are putting the offer, let us know and have us call. We'll call the listing agent and sing their praises and sing your praises, and hopefully that can be a deciding factor if they're up against competing offers. Rates?
Rates are good. They're still 4.25-ish.
Wow.
They haven't really moved one way or the other. So let's not talk too much about them. Maybe they'll stay where they are.
Exactly. And I will send out, I mentioned it last week, but I will send out an e-vite to the office for the affordable housing event that's going to happen on May 20th at the Botanical Gardens. It's free for you guys, free lunch. It's only a few hours, and we're partnered up with Freddie Mac directly for it. So it should be a really good event. And like I said, I'll send out more info. But
And what's the date?
it's
May 20th.
Monday, May 20th from 10 to 1.
Do y'all know what that product is? It's a first-time home buyer, 3% down, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. You know, they both have it. The cool thing is they each have different requirements. So I'm going to learn personally more about the Freddie Mac. I tend to go with the Fannie Mae product, but that's what it is. So 3% down, conventional mortgage, good rate on a mortgage insurance monthly. So I always try and put people in one of those two if they've never owned a home before and they qualify for a conventional. Is it 620 as well, credit score?
Yep, no, 620.
So good product.
And limits?
There's no, you mean like income limits?
Not,
Are there? Yeah. Typically there are. It's all
Purchase.
location focused and
It's based on the census tract, what the area median income is, and what percentage of that.
But a lot of things, probably around belt lines, what I'm saying, we're close to belt line.
every property in
Right
Georgia
now.
qualifies.
Oh, does it?
It
Yeah,
just
okay.
is if you can't exceed the income level,
Okay.
which is in the 70s, an annual income of about 74.
7480.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And
some
Brad,
of
it is
them-
not just millennials that like Game of Thrones.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because you,
There's you.
are you a millennial?
Follow it?
Brad is
He's right on the
a
edge.
big,
Right on the edge.
who watches Game of Thrones?
I do.
That's it?
Matt, it is your next, line of
No, yeah, we need to set it in.
Now, the real question
Or do
is
you
how
want-
many of you
No,
really pay
it's on
for
here.
it? On this Thursday, but the next.
Okay.
And it's on investors. Okay, we'll talk.
We'll get to that.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
What's another big event that happens in May that we probably overlook? Yeah,
Graduations.
graduation's huge, right? Great. I mean, there's nothing that moms and dads like more that you acknowledge their kid graduating. So think through that at every level that they're graduating. Okay?
On vacation planning, you can send out ideas for
Yeah.
day trips.
All right, so speaking of mortgages, so how would you play this? Let's just say it's your buyer, it's not a multiple offer, okay? You're just putting in. So it's listed at 500, you're putting in at 470. And they're putting, let's just say 20% down, let's just say 20,000 down. So the loan is 450. How do you play, what letter are you gonna send to the listing? Most of you, all of you include a letter, correct? Right? Why do we do that? Why do we include our letter with our offer?
So they know how
Right, so they actually know that they have to, yeah. Proof is good. Okay,
You mean a lender letter?
lender letter. Yeah, sorry.
I thought you were writing dear seller.
No. My bad. Okay, so all of you include a lender letter, correct? Okay, so 500, we're offering 470, loan amount's 450. Susan Eschbach, what amount would you put on that letter? 500 price, 470 offer, loan amount's 450.
470.
470 you would put.
Well, what are they qualified for?
It's a lender job.
They're qualified for 600.
I put 600.
Huh?
I put 600.
You would. Whoa. There's no right or wrong answer?
No right or wrong answer.
Get off. Okay, so you would put 600.
No.
Okay, hang on. There's no. She was going to put 600. Luann, what would you
I
put?
put whatever I'm offering.
So you're offering 470, loan amount's 450. What's the loan amount read on there? They're qualified up to what?
I put whatever I'm offering is what I have in the letter.
The price or the loan amount?
I put the price.
Okay, so you would say they're good up to 470.
The purchase price of whatever the offer is.
So the letter would read they're good for a purchase price up to 470.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else?
I do the sale price in a competitive situation at least.
No, it's not competitive. You're the only offer.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So most people 470? Yes?
No.
But you would do what Susan does. Why?
Because it makes the buyer look stronger.
Exactly. And that they have the money to do the updates.
I want them to look as strong as they can.
It's not a multiple
Hang on.
But it
All right, so
would
who would let's hear from the 470s. Why would you put 470?
Because if you're the only offer, you don't have to show that you're stronger.
But what about when we put in an hour after yours, it says 600?
Well, then you can change anything.
Okay, so why are you putting
I
470?
had
470
something that they
people.
showed me they were approved for $1 million, and the offer, we were selling for $775, and we offered $600. So what do you think my seller did? Of course.
Okay, so why 470? Why are you saying 470?
It's relevant.
I just like to put down that they're good for what they're offering, and then if they take it up to, $490, then I go get another letter.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt, and go to $490, just because it shows that they're good for what they're offering. That's just how I think of it.
Okay, so more theory behind that. So they're qualified for 600. You're saying they're good for 470. You're choosing to put the lower number.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because, like Luann said, because the seller's gonna look at it and say, well, why are they offering me such a low amount? They can get all this money, why don't they offer me more? I'm dealing with that right now.
Okay.
I don't agree with that at higher price points, because when I see they're only at that certain point, then I'm kind of thinking to myself, they're at the top of their budget. And then if I see it a little over, it really doesn't affect the negotiation process, because a buyer's only going to pay what they're going to pay for that property, and the other agent's going to say, look, they're looking at other things. So it doesn't, to me, it validates that they are a strong buyer, that they have done their due diligence and everything, that agent's, that I'm working with a good agent. So, but again, it doesn't affect what my seller's like, oh, well, if they can afford $200,000 more, then they're not gonna pay it. That's the reality of the market. It's, so I like Susan's answer.
Okay.
I think I'd go with that.
No right or
too.
wrong answer. Both probably have different places to use both ways, right?
Yeah, so depending on the price point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also think, being the agent on the other side, when I get a pre-qual letter for the amount of the offer, I don't look at it like, oh, that's as high as they can go. I think, oh, they can get more. I am sure they can get more, and if they can't.
That's an assumption, though.
Well, it is.
And you don't know how much more either. It's like 5,000, 10,000.
Well, that might be a question, like, when it's your listing, you always call the loan officer?
Yeah.
Right, so is this all they're qualified for? or-
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Okay. All right. Just good theory here, good theory. All right, so Red Day, 2 days from now. We've been waiting all year. Red Day is our National Keller Williams Day of Philanthropy, started by Mo Anderson, just giving back to the community. He's probably been in play 15 years. So every office in the country this Thursday, May 9th, is doing some sort of public service. So, Linda, tell us more what's happening this Thursday.
Does everybody want to come up with me?
Sure.
Everybody, yeah.
Is, who else is here? Ernie, Cindy, Becky, anybody else here?
Rita was here.
Oh, whoa, that's great. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There you go.
Part of your culture committee.
This way.
Thursday is the day. We've been talking about it for, gosh,
Ever?
10 months, and Thursday's the day. Who has Thursday on their calendar and is coming to join us?
I got it on it.
All right.
Did you sign up through Sign Up Genius?
Yeah.
Please do, because we're ordering lunch for everybody from Panera. So we need to
Thank you,
really
Janet.
get a good head count on how many people are going to be there. We will be in Fayetteville at 309 Plantation Circle. It's right behind Mr. Ernie.
Good, okay.
Okay, we're going to be painting, hanging a couple light fixtures, putting in color with outside landscaping.
Yes. Light. Well, you said light
I
fixtures.
said light fixtures.
The
And
stove.
the range stuff.
Oh, the cooktop. Yep, we got a new cooktop and a hood for the family, which is going to be the big deal that day. Do you guys have anything else to say?
No, we just need you guys to come out and support us if you can make it.
If you have
bring gloves and shovels and paintbrushes and whatever you've got.
Take photos and send them out to all you. It's another touch.
It's a great touch.
You can't make
Yes.
it. Donations are always.
There you go. That's exactly right.
Yes.
Great touch.
Throw money if you can't come.
Are you doing any carpooling or anything like that down the Fayetteville?
We are not, because we're going to be down there earlier.
If you want to go early and stay late, they'll drive you.
Yeah.
I'll take you down there, Jake.
Yeah, you can ride there.
It's a great opportunity to make some calls on the Bluetooth.
It's a little ways away. Does anybody have any questions? I think we'll have Felicia send the Sign Up Genius one more time, just so for anybody who forgot to sign up. It just will really help us a lot with head count wise.
When do we get our shirts?
When you come.
Okay.
You don't get one unless you're there.
But it's a great touch as well to take a couple photos, stick it on your Instagram, your Facebook, your whatever, text it to your clients and say, this is what my company does. We truly give back to the community in a big way. This is what we did this year.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
thank you, everybody, for all of your support this year.
Appreciate
and we'll
it.
see you Thursday.
All right, so last week we did talk about the visual of the deal, right? And I think we always have to keep that in mind. This is first point of contact with a lead or a client. No matter how that comes, it's a call, it's a text, email, social networking. And I think we do a lot better and get more deals closed when we understand all the pressure points of the deal. This is under contract. This is inspection due diligence. This is appraisal. A part that most people screw up on is here, which is all the things before closing, which that doesn't start the day before. It probably starts a week to 10 days before, okay? And this is closing, which can be screwed up too. So, let's talk really this part now, okay? So, we talked 33 touch. Terry,
36.
36 now. It was 33. Company's gone to 36. What is the key metric? If you are really thinking about your business and the health of my business or the health of my lead gen, to reach a goal or a GCI number, which we set in January, what is the one thing, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, that you are gauging to go, I'm on track here?
Checking your numbers.
Huh?
Checking your numbers.
Yeah, but
Face-to-face.
there's a lot of numbers.
Lead conversion.
An appointment.
Kevin unprompted said face to face, okay? And I agree, okay? There's a lot of things that we do, and these touches, these 33 touches can be multiple forms. It can be mailing, which I would probably say don't do too much of. It's costly and ineffective at this point. But calling, we have to call. Text is the magical language. Email, social networking, pop buys. All of these are for one purpose. That, to me, those in themselves are not, they're the avenue to this. Because things happen face to face, okay? I mean, not to say that you're not going to walk out of here and someone just will have said, hey, Pete, Katie, need to buy a house. I mean, that happens sometimes. But a lot of times we need to be with people and there begins to be energy and they like us and trust us where then stuff happens. True story. I ate at that place where I said, at that warehouse this weekend on Saturday. Was with another agent. And we're totally talking business at this lunch. And the waitress is just overhearing this, okay, for 30 minutes. And she literally just went, I want to be a part of this. Okay? Okay, well, I don't sell in this position. So I was just shocked. My agent just was kind of like,
Okay.
you know, like, I mean, there's the ultimate, you know, write your name and number on this napkin, you know. So she was saying, I live way out and I want to live right here. It takes me forever to get to work. Okay, I mean, I advise you don't work too many rentals, okay? I mean, there's not much money in it, but here's somebody that's probably pretty easy, okay? That could be a good contact in that area, and it was just kind of like, you know, it's like, so finally I just said, well, write your name and number down. And I handed it to the person here. She wants to rent a house. I mean, it was that simple, okay? So face-to-face stuff happens, I promise you. And I think a lot of people are scared to death of that they think that, you know, you're going to go have a coffee and I'm going to go, hey, Virginia, you're looking to buy or sell? You don't want to look to buy or sell?
Always.
What?
Always.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really the way it goes. I mean, I think if we have the relationship, we just start talking about the things in common, family, if we talk sports, whatever it is, it will come around. And it's easy to make it come around if it isn't, which is just talking about stuff like this. You know? Jake, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. This town is second in the country for millennials. And you start talking about it, it's strange when you do that how they might not have a real estate need, but they're going to go, okay, you know what, there's a guy at work that you got to gauge this. And I've said it my whole career. Minimum, if you have 2 face-to-face meetings, if this is the only thing you gauged every week, okay, which was I had 2 face-to-face meetings with somebody I'm not working with currently. Okay? 2 new ones. For a big person, someone making 500 a million, that number could be 8. But if you just did this week in, week out, that's 104 people a year. Anyone can have 2 meetings. And this can be, I mean, technically breakfast, lunch, coffee, after dinner drink, you know? That's simple. Yes?
Something Bonnie told me, I'm assuming it's true, that our objective here is, the reason we do all this is so that we are top of mind when somebody has a need for real estate. Statistics, I can't quote the source, but that average person carries around maybe 2 names of realtors. You know, we think, oh, they know so many. But if you stop them and say, name me 2 realtors, well, it could be Mark Spain on the billboard, but, you know, and then one other one, you want to be one of those 2. And it's the frequency and quality of contact, the quality of the relationship that will make you top of mind. And another thing Bonnie said was that people forget what you do, not you, but what you do for a living every 17 days. That's part of how Gary came up with the 33 and now 36 touch. So it is the frequency, frequency and quality, because they forget that you're a realtor, somebody you've known a long time. That's why we have to keep doing it. And it can be fun, right?
Right. Right. We just, in these meetings, we can tell stories that they know in real estate. I mean, why do you think I'm telling you that story? I went down there. That's where I ate this Saturday, right? If you just told that story, Bobby, you got to take Sharon down. Check this out. You're not going to believe it. I mean, they know we are passionate and interested about this town and real estate. That's all you got to do. I mean, why do you think? I mean, every week I told you 3 weeks ago I bought another investment house. 2 weeks ago I told you I bought another investment house. Today I'll tell you, just for human interest's sake, I've had investment property 30 years. First time I've ever rented to someone that can't speak English. And it's great, actually. They can't tell me the water's leaking. No, but and Pete showed me a great app. There's actually an app now where I can speak any language, English, and it will talk to them. But they're quality tenants, okay? But why do you think I'm telling you about this rental house all the time?
To encourage us to invest. To encourage us to invest.
Well, encourage you to invest, but I think every one of you know that if you saw something that might be a good investment property, I have now more people that will probably say, hey, you want to buy this property, right? All we got to do is just talk real estate without saying, hey, you're looking to buy yourself. No, but we're just telling stories. Everyone's interested in real estate. I can promise you. Okay? Just got to talk it. But try this too. Just try it. Tonight, before you go to bed, 10 names and numbers. It's on the seat of your car. Okay. And I promise you can do that piece of cake just in your drive time. Okay?
Yep.
And another great thing too, it makes you not as angry about traffic, right? No, I mean, it's kind of weird where you just went, wait a minute, I don't remember driving, I'm downtown, right? Right. I mean, make sure your skills, you can kind of make that work. Yeah. Okay, so, listen to caravans, what do you got? Luann.
I have a new listing coming up on Thursday in Berkeley Lake. It's a John Whelan neighborhood. It's a great 2-story home. It's brick. The kitchen's been completely redone just in January. They didn't know they were moving. Master bath has been completely redone. They redid all the hardwoods so that they're new and done. They painted the family room, the dark family, it's all white. It's a really beautiful house. It's $425.
Excellent. Eileen.
I have a home in Buckhead. It's Longleaf subdivision behind Phipps Plaza, and it is a 4, 3.5, and just painted the entire home inside, interior, and redid all the floors on the first floor, and it's move-in ready. at
Great,
850.
great neighborhood.
850.
Yeah.
Eileen, did you get in touch? I know Jennifer Hannon was looking for something in that particular neighborhood.
Oh, no.
It was
Okay.
a couple months, maybe 2 months ago, a month ago, so I
Okay.
would call her and see if she still has that client that's looking.
Okay.
She wanted to be just in that neighborhood.
Great, thank you. It's a great it's a great neighborhood, very walkable, it's great. Place to be.
RJ, you working for Mickey's company or? No, okay. Oh, yeah, I was wearing.
Okay. So, yes, we're helping each other out here. No.
Okay.
Anyway, so we have a new listing in the Branches, 4997 Hidden Branches Drive, listed for $550. It's a split level, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, new kitchen, huge kitchen, walkout backyard. Walk right out. So anyway, the people are pretty much staying away all day because people are going in and out. So if you want to just run by, we're not doing caravan today, but if you want to go by, just hit showing time and go. You can go anytime you want.
Excellent. Who else? Thanks.
I'm hoping persistence pays. I've got a ranch, 4-bedroom, 3 baths, 659. It's inside the perimeter. It's between La Vista and Briarcliff Road. Very popular area now, and it's picking up with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's building out that campus on North Druid Hills Road. It's very close, very convenient commute. I've got another one that will be prepared. We're trying to get it ready for market, and it's on Kingsborough Road. It'll be a 3, 2.5, priced in the 7s. It was built in the 80s. I mean, it's a newer home on an older, established neighborhood. It's kind of a niche neighborhood. It's right there near Phipps, right off of Peachtree. So if you got somebody wanting to live in the heart of Buckhead, it's a nice option. It kind of straddles Buckhead and Brookhaven. It's on that side of the street there. But let me know if I can help.
Kathy.
We have a listing in Kingsley. It's also a split level, great level lot, side entry garage. It's fully renovated, all 3 levels, hardwoods, and opening the kitchen up, and it's walkable to the swim tennis and to shops and restaurants right up in right in Dunwoody.
Very nice.
And we just reduced the price to $464.9.
Mm.
Is that the one let's see. Yes, we have one offer in, but not responded yet. It's still available.
Who else? Lorraine.
Okay, I've got 3 coming up. I have one in Roswell, in the Shadowbrook subdivision. It's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath. Probably will list, hopefully in the next week, about $525. One in Marietta at Windsor Oaks, East Cobb. That's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Probably will be on the market in the next week, and that'll be priced about $425. And then I have a townhome in Sandy Springs, which is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Great location, and that'll be priced probably around $210, and that will be on the market probably next week also.
What community is that?
Accolades.
Very
Right
nice.
off Russell Road.
Kevin.
I got one coming on next Thursday in Woodsong in Dunwoody in the cul-de-sac 4-3. Very nice kitchen, very nice family room, 549. And then another one over by the high school on Vermac for $399, 5-bedroom. Minimal updates on that one.
Nice. Who else? Liz.
Well, I just, as a reminder, I announced it last week, but it'll probably be in another week because they're painting. I've got one coming up in Ashworth, and it's really great home, and it's got a little backyard. It's really nice, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but it's got a lot of square footage. It's over 3,000 square feet.
Townhouse or?
It's a single-family home. Yeah.
Right.
So, 550.
Stacy, I know we got a class right after this. What else we got this week?
Boy, we've got Brad on Friday, Investment Property, Investment Club.
The Investment Club.
Woohoo, it's Brad. We have got some great classes coming up, so grab a calendar. Next week, license law, which is required once every 4 years, Monday afternoon. Chad Hines will be back, and he will be talking about lead conversion, closing the deal with prospects, getting them to agree to work with you. Elizabeth Sherwin will be here on Wednesday to do headshots. You have to sign up for that in advance, check with Felicia. We have a Certainty Wine and Cheese Thursday afternoon, so busy week coming up, and then there's more to come in May. Great.
Okay, what's
training
right
in May.
after this?
Lynn and Renee, Contracts 101, how to fill out the purchase and sale correctly, best practice. That will start at 11:30.
Okay.
Thank you very much. 11:30 to 12:45.
Who's teaching the license law class?
Nan Ellington.
Okay, so class right after this, again, one of the best touches of the year. I would, you'll be getting one from me, but easy touch from others. You get a lot of response. The time is here. May is a great, great month, so go get them. See you now.
Good, thank you.